Right. Good evening. Mike, are you ready? Hello.
Yes, Ellie, you can go ahead, please.
Okay, right. So good evening, guys. Thank you all for finding time to join us for our webinar session. It's a stakeholder interactive session. This is the second stakeholder meeting for 2023. And I'm really glad to bring this forum for us to interact as stakeholders in ensuring our professional development. ASPA plays a very crucial role in ensuring the professional development of various professionals, specifically accountants in Ghana. And we deem it important to always find time to interact with our stakeholders, mainly our students, majority of whom are pursuing various professional programs on our platforms. So very important, our agenda today is quite straightforward. We'll be looking at our newly introduced computer-based exam technology, which is a major breakthrough we have introduced, okay? We'll be looking at our training programs. We have done some few changes to our executive training programs. We're looking at our interventions also and other things that may come up, which obviously will interest our stakeholders. So basically, if we are done, we can kick off. So Mike, if you can start with our executive training, okay, let's flip it to our executive training programs. We have done a major change to them. In the past, we used to have only the financial modeling program, which is quite our main focus because most times our students lack the modeling skills needed to perform perfectly within their role as accountant. So we have done a clear revision to our financial modeling training, where now the modeling training is happening 3 times in a year. We had the first session already. We had it in March, and that was after the first night of the ICAG program. We have another session again this July. So the good news is that those who have already registered for or have already participated in the July one will still be allowed to participate in the current one we are going to have in July. More like a top up and an upgrade to what we've already done. And obviously the videos of all the training programs have been made available and will still be available to our students all throughout the year. And we are glad to bring this innovation to bear on what we are doing. Because at the end of the day, after you have gone through your training for financial modeling, sometimes the challenge is you will need the videos to practice some of the modeling skills and some of the other programming skills that you may need to use to enhance your reporting in the office. We have a lot of feedback concerning that, and that is why we have made it the case that after the session, students will be given access to the video to practice and also ensure they can fall back on it after the session. So those who will be joining us in July, we welcome you on board, because at the end of the day, you already have people who have joined us in the March session. So it's going to be very interactive because those in March may be able to share their experience with you. Those of you going to join us in this July. And obviously we'll be starting exactly second week in July. We should be able to communicate the start date of the program. For modeling, it's going to be every Saturday, usually from the morning 7 a.m. to 11:30. We've also introduced other programs apart from the financial modeling. We have what we call the practical accountant or accounting proficiency course. This is a course aimed at ensuring that the needed skills required to using an accounting software, specifically an enterprise resource platform dedicated to accounting solutions, you are able to practice it. Somebody may ask, what particular software are we training you on? Please, this program is not exactly software specific, because we've gone beyond that particular horizon where people have so much fixated about a particular software to be used. So with this, we have built a platform which we have actually been able to obtain license for to be used for this particular training. It's a third-party platform, but we have been given the license to use that platform specifically for the purpose of this training. So you'll be having access to it. It's a very, very innovative and improved platform, very much easy to use and quite adaptable to other type of software solutions that are on the market, much comparable to the Tallies, the Sage, and the others. So basically, it's an ERP specifically for the accounting role. So you'll be learning how to enter your transaction, do your processing, and all the underlying documents that you need to be able to go through this training. Will be providing it to the stage of preparing for audit as an accountant, filing of taxes in your whatever, preparing for various audit and all of that, all the things needed to make sure that you are very robust in terms of accounting, in terms of the software, in terms of reporting, exactly, to prepare yourself for the best sessions that you can ever have. I'm actually excited about this one because we've never had it in this way before, and we have refined it in such a way that you are able to understand and appreciate issue. One add-on also is that, yes, we'll be looking at the practicality of how some of the IFRS will be applied, because people normally ask, how do we apply the IFRS to the financial statement preparation and all of that? We'll be teaching you how to do that, and you also be getting coaching from experienced accountants, myself included, and other colleagues who have been in the game for long. You actually have the opportunity to interact with us and get some of the rudiment to make you an accountant exactly in business. This training can also enhance your skills to even become a consultant. You can actually provide advisory services to what do you call it, various businesses in terms of financial accounting solutions. So it's not a skill which is limited to just you knowing how to prepare financial statement. If you are somebody who does not have a job currently trying to put yourself together, through this training, you can be able to offer accounting services to companies or entities who are in the SME range, are we clear, who may not be able to afford their own accounting software. You can be able to step in that gap and make yourself an entrepreneur through this training. I hope you are with me. So basically, that is it for the practical accounting training. We also have the last one, which is the audit associate training. And the audit trainee associate, Mike, if you can move me to that particular flyer, the trainee associate program. Most people normally come up with the question that, how do I get myself acquainted with how to use softwares for performing an audit? Most times people lack this knowledge. We have come into partnership with one of the top audit firms in Ghana. I don't want to mention the name. Obviously, soon I'll make that clear to everybody. One of the top audit firms is coming into partnership with us to provide training, exactly, to make every upcoming accountant an automatic associate in an audit firm. The aim is that we'll be training using a software called the PICAS, exactly, the software mostly used by most audit firms in Ghana, exactly, to perform their audit, called the PICAS. Very simple software. We'll be training you with that software as to how to perform audit throughout the process, risk assessment, conducting your risk assessment, as I said, knowing how to select your approach or your strategy for the audit, exactly, performing procedures, exactly, using the audit program, exactly, key specific procedures for certain items of the financial statement, and also enhancing your skills on quality control, which is very essential in the practice of your profession as an accountant in practice, are we clear? So those rudiments that will be needed to train you and make you relevant to work exactly within an audit firm. That is the aim of this training, to train you as an associate, and beyond that, even become employable within any audit firm possible. And we hope and expect to offer exactly internship to people who participate in this program based on the MOU we have with this particular organization or this particular audit firm, so that colleagues may be having the opportunity to also apply to be on some internship with this firm to be able to enhance their skill exactly beyond the training they may have on the use of the software, are we clear? We also expect to go through some of the standards, the international standards for auditing relevant for conduct of an audit of a historical financial statement, the various ISAs. Some of the ISAs will be discussing them. And there's a new ISQM, that is the International Standards for Quality Management, exactly. We'll be going through that, looking at how to make yourself adequately prepared, exactly, to be a good practitioner, exactly, for yourself as well as the companies or the entities you'll be working for, are we clear? So that is it. So for the training associate, I'm really delighted, a new program to train colleagues who intend to go into the auditing field, are we clear? Give you hands-on experience to become employable or even do your own practice, exactly. You can start the journey of being a sole practitioner even with this training, have understanding of how audit is conducted. You get some further skills by going through some audit or what you call internship to get yourself acquainted and be able to do something. Is that clear? Because we all need these skills to make sure that we are on top of issues. The dynamics of the game is changing. You cannot just be an accountant and just sit back and wait for things to come for you. You must train yourself, get yourself well trained to be able to meet the demands of the market. And I'm sure this training have been well tailored, well thought through to give you the needed competence required, exactly, to make sure that you fit into the market. So for our executive training program, as a way of summary, 3 programs, exactly. What do you call it? The financial modeling for accountant. That's the first program, financial modeling for accountant. We had it in March. We are repeating it the same in July, so that those who already have joined us in March will join again with new prospective candidates to join us also. We'll be replicating the same program also in November. So it's 3 times every year. Exactly. The second program, which is a new program we have introduced, exactly, to enhance the skill of our staff or our students or stakeholders, is the practical accounting proficiency program, which is going to be tailored to help you obtain the needed skills to use an enterprise resource planning solution specifically for the accounting role. And obviously, as I said, we have a solution which is globally acceptable and has been licensed to get us to train you properly to use this solution. In addition to the training of the software, we'll be looking at the practical aspect of the IFRS, how to apply it in standard procedure in terms of generating notes to your financial statement and all of that. Exactly. We'll take you through that process. For the trainee associate, as I said, it's a new program also to train you, give you hands-on experience or training to get you to be able to adapt in any professional practice firm in Ghana. And obviously, as I said, we'll be training you using a software called the PICAS, exactly, which is the software used by almost all local audit firms in Ghana to perform audit. And also, as I said, we have an MOU with an audit firm, global standard audit firm, with branches in Ghana and also across Africa, who would help us to, or partner us to conduct this training in order to ensure that colleagues can even get attachment with some of the audit firms to enhance their skills. So this is the training program, executive training program, that we are actually endorsing for the July. So in this July, expect us to give you some updated information on the start date as well as the table of content of the program to enable you understand and appreciate the issues ahead. So I think we can move to the next one now, Mike. So the next thing is that we have already begun the process for our next DITE, which is the November 2022 DITE. We are going to begin the process for that DITE. We have released the timetable as well as the schedule for the program. So we are going to start the early tutorials. Normally what we do is that as the session is currently running, we are preparing for intervention. So what we normally do is that we allow those who want to write the next DITE to begin registering now, exactly, for the next DITE. Because at the end of the day, we have the videos of the current DITE available in the app. So those who want to register for the November, you can have these videos of the last DITE or the one we are currently doing, exactly, which ends officially today. Today is the last day of our tuition program. So we are done with it. So from tomorrow, all the videos of this current DITE will be now shared with those who are registering for November. So I'm sure some of you who are registered are yet to see the videos in the app. From tomorrow, our technical team will start the process of updating the app with the videos of this DITE, exactly, so that you can start using those videos for revision whilst we begin what we call the early tutorials, exactly. And the early tutorials are normally done on the weekdays. So if you look at our timetable, exactly, our weekday program normally is the one that we use for the early tutorials. And the early tutorials will end in August 6th. By August 6th, we expect that we'll be beginning the process of receiving the result of the exam for that we are about to write this July. Result to be in around that time. So once results come, we're going to commence the next tuition program, which is the main tuition. So by then, we're going to merge you, those who have registered early, with those who are going to now register for the main tuition for the November DITE. And obviously, the good news is that if you are registering now and there's a main tuition, you don't pay anything, exactly. Whatever you are paying for your fee now qualifies you for both the early as well as the main tutorials. You don't pay anything extra. It's the fee for the tuition that you are paying now that guarantees you access to the early tutorial. So basically, you are just getting to enjoy something in advance before the start of the session. And we will interact with you in various meetings, as I said, on the weekday of our timetable program. Exactly. So if, for example, you are doing strategic case study, your tuition or early tutorials will be on Monday. If you are doing public sector, your early tutorials will be on Monday in the evening, 6 p.m. We'll be having interactions with you exactly as we prepare for the next diet. So once we are done with those interactions, by 7th of August, we are beginning the tuition for the next diet, where we'll go into full gear and tuition will end by October 22nd. That is the program for the next diet. So the good news is that the app is ready and we are actively registering students who are interested in the November diet. We are actually doing this so that the time lag between the end of the diet and the next diet will not suffer that. Exactly. So if you have any paper to write in the next diet, don't wait. Register now, get access to the videos, and start your preparation. When tuition begins, you're already ahead of issues. Some of the issues that you'll be grappling with the use of the videos, you are able to cross over. And once we are doing the weekly interaction, at least we'll be picking some few topics, some relevant topics to take you through before the start of the main tuition. Are we clear? The benefit of our program is enormous. You can switch between your weekend and weekday without no extra cost. You can switch between online and in person without no extra cost. Videos are made available in the app, maximum 24 hours. After the end of every lecture, you have access to the preview of that video. You can save your videos in the app to reduce data cost. And we are result-oriented tuition team. Exactly. For paper like strategic case study, we have received or we have gotten the award, as we can see on the flyer, for both December and the April diet of this year. Exactly. So clearly, we are an award-winning team with the best tuition we can ever get in Ghana. Exactly. So basically, that is our program for next diet. And if you are interested or you have know somebody who is interested, you can inform the person to join our program. So that's the timetable. And this timetable will be relevant mainly, as I said, for now, the early tutorials will be relevant for the weekdays. Exactly. So most of the time is the weekday lectures that will be happening for the early tutorials. Okay. So kindly take note of that. So if you are doing Monday, 5:30 p.m., there will be strategic case study, public sector accounting, and introduction to management accounting. If it's Tuesday, auditing, man accounting, and then business law are we together. So we have made a slight change to our program. Usually financial management comes on Tuesday. Now we have switched it to Thursday, whilst bringing the man accounting to the Tuesday. So kindly take note of that. Going into next diet, that is the change we have made in order to align our weekend program to the weekday program. So you can see that now our timetable is quite straightforward. There are 3 subjects running the same time at the same position, so that it can be easy to make the timetable quite easy to comprehend. So that is our tuition for next time. So thank you, Mike, for the display. Soon we'll be taking questions when the need arises. So don't worry, we'll soon be inviting questions. If you have questions, those of you joining us on YouTube, you can put it. Mike, where should they put it? Is it in the chat box? Mike, where should they put the question?
Yes, in the chat box.
Yeah, so those of you on YouTube, don't wait for us to finish before you ask questions. You can start putting your questions there. At the right time, I'll start asking Mike to share them with me to respond to them, okay? So beyond this, we also have what we call our intervention program. So Mike, if you can flip it there. For our intervention programs, we are starting with the CIT. Exactly, CIT intervention will start from, Mike, if you can go to, yes, so no, not this one, CIT program, okay.
Ellie, this is the CIT.
Exactly, CIT.
Ellie, you are muted.
Okay, so for the CIT, we are going to run it. Normally, we do that, or this is the first time we are introducing the CIT program. In the past, we used to have CIT, what they call it, normal tuition without intervention, but the need has come for us to do intervention because per what is happening in the industry, it's preferable that students are given intervention, mostly 1 month intervention, to prepare for the exam. So the CIT is the intervention is a purely 1 month program, intensive. So our tuition programs for CIT ends obviously this month. So ending of June, CIT program in terms of tuition will be over. Even if there's any tuition beyond that, it will be happening on the weekends. But on the weekdays in the evenings, we have our CIT intervention program happening every week. And we are starting, obviously, in the first week of July, ending in the first week of August. So it's a 1 month intensive program for our students on our CIT platform. And as we have already announced to our students who are registered for the tuition, because it's the first time, we are trying to make sure that they actually appreciate it. So we are giving them a discount, and that has been notified on the WhatsApp platform for them. So those who are joining us, exactly, as our students, we have announced a discount for them specifically because it's the first time we are doing a CIT intervention. And obviously, we want to ensure that everybody is able to participate because we need to achieve a lot of outcomes, great outcomes at the end of the sitting. Are we clear? So kindly take note of that and register for it. So we have shared the relevant process to register on the pages. So if you don't mind, you can obtain that and then you can follow the process. Right. But for the ICA intervention, we have also shared that. Mike, if you can go for the ICA intervention. Right. So the ICA intervention, we have actually changed our flyer quite recently. This was not the initial flyer. The flyer we had was quite, about 2 of them, quite elaborate, and it was not easy to comprehend. So strategically, we have remodeled it to make it quite easy for everybody to understand now, which is very much straightforward and simple. So interventions start this week, specifically Wednesday, with financial reporting and advanced tax happening live in person at the hockey stadium. The session will be live on Zoom across the country. On Thursday, we have corporate reporting, and then we have our, the other subject in terms of principles of tax. Then the next day, corporate reporting again, because for corporate reporting, it's usually 2 days intensive, exactly, before the strategy case study, which comes on the Saturday, also 2 days intensive for the weekend. But for strategy, we have a weekday session that normally runs exactly on Monday and Tuesday after the weekend program. So you can make a choice on whichever you want to attend. All subjects are at the hockey stadium except the weekend subject for level 2, which is the BSA and the MAN accounting happening at our venue at Kwabenya. So you can opt for that, exactly. But both sessions are live on Zoom, exactly. So that is it. If there's any question, you can put it, as I said, in our box, our live chat sessions on YouTube, so that we can respond to them when the time comes. One innovation we have brought to bear on our intervention program again is that we have introduced what we call Beyond the Intervention, which is a novelty because most tuition providers normally will end intervention after the first session that they normally have. But we have introduced what we call Beyond the Intervention. And why are we doing that? Because we realized that sometimes after the intervention, we end up still meeting our students unofficially, exactly, to be able to still run them through some issues before the exam. So what we're now introducing is that we want to make it official, put a timetable for it so that it can easily be possible for students to actually understand what they will have beyond the main intervention that they will be having. Because yes, sometimes you are teaching due to the time nature of the intervention, some of the issues are not well comprehended. So you want to still go further, to still explain issues and bring clarity to bear for those who may not even be able to join the intervention but have got the video and still want to ask questions. An opportunity to come into the Beyond the Intervention, interact exactly with specific issues containing what has been done. If you need clarifications, you can do that. Now, the nature of these interactions are such that we have positioned them in such a way that even the day before the lecture, the exam, we have a session. Are we together? So strategic case study, there's a session specifically on the Thursday before the exam on Saturday. Are we together? The same for all the papers, all of them. If it's corporate reporting, there's a session going to happen Monday morning whilst the exam is in the afternoon. Start early in the morning and done run you through some key issues before you go and write the exam. So that is what we want to have for you. We call it beyond the intervention. The aim is to ensure that no matter what, there's the needed support beyond the intervention so that you don't return, you are able to close and pass this paper, and then we can have a good outcome in the exam, which we shall all share in the glory. So that is it. So basically, these are the key issues that we have for you. We have also what we call our Aspire computer-based exam platform. Now, we are about to launch our computer-based exam platform. I'll be sharing with you the interface very soon. Very soon, there will be a change in our syllabus, ICA syllabus specifically for next year exams. Are we together? So a lot of effort has been put in now exactly to change the syllabus. Consultant has been appointed. Consultations have started. Exactly. Manuals or new syllabus will be approved before the end of the year. Manuals will be published first quarter next year. So hopefully by the third exam of next year, there will be a new syllabus. So basically, we are also preparing. And the good news is that the Institute is rolling out what we call, or expected to roll out what we call an exam, which is going to be online, computer-based exam. And we don't want to wait to get there. In the past, students struggled to be able to have mocks or mock exam with us, because at the end of the day, there will be need for somebody to supervise and all of that. So based on this need and the need to respond to our students in order to get them well prepared, we are about to launch the Aspire computer-based exam. A novelty for what we are doing and in the practice of our profession in Ghana. The first time a tuition provider is introducing a computer-based exam. The Institute is here to actually release that particular platform for exams, which obviously will happen very soon. Immediately, the new syllabus has been launched. Obviously, there will be some exams which will now be virtual or online. That is the indication of where the Institute is going. And as a responsible tuition provider, we have also taken the needed step to invest in that direction. And our platform is ready, almost ready. We are about to launch it, and we shall start operating it for the next diet. So what will happen is that for next diet, you don't need to wait to write an exam. We have an online platform where you can visit. Exactly. Once you are registered as a student, you can visit our online platform and write your exam wherever you are. Get your solution or get your marks assigned to your whatever you have answered. We are looking at both written exam using your laptop computers. We are looking at even the use of Excel, use of calculators, digital calculators within the platform. Very interesting, very innovative. And the platform is simulating the same platform that the guys at ACCA are using. There's no difference between what the ACCA is using for their exam and what we are using for the exam. We have simulated a globally accepted computer-based exam platform, exactly, to make sure that we are unique and is the first tuition provider to ever launch a computer-based exam platform in this country. Are we together? And that platform is ready. I can even share with you images of the interface of how to register for exam, how to assign your exam, how to even write the exam. So much has been invested in this particular area. And I can tell you, it is ready and available for every student who are registering for our program for NextDiet. So NextDiet, once we start tuition, hopefully, I'm sure by the time we enter September, students will be taken to and be trained on how to use exactly the exam or the CBE exam. Are we together? So if you are ready, I can share that with you, but maybe let's take some questions. Mike, is there any question?
Yes, a few comments, not necessarily questions, because there are things that you've said already.
Okay.
I'm sure maybe the questions came in before you started speaking about them. So,
okay.
I've
That's
registered for November
fine.
program,
So,
but
so you can still read them.
video. I've registered for November modular, but there's no previous video. You already addressed that. Someone wants to know if there will be certificate issued for the trainee audit associate. And then Okay, so how far is our request of letting the alumni access the corporate and financial reporting videos in the app for further professional development? Maybe I'll take it 3 at a time so that
Definitely
you
that.
can.
Okay. So you take it one. So actually, I think you spoke. The one of them is the certificate for the audit training program. Yes, as I said, the audit training associate program. We are doing it in partnership with, as I said, a global standard audit firm in Ghana, which obviously we are in partnership with them to ensure the training. So we are not doing that training alone. We are doing it in partnership with an audit firm which is in Ghana and having offices across Africa. So we are going to issue certificate jointly between myself and that particular audit firm to the students who participate in that program. Are we clear? So for those who have come in for the financial modeling, also, yes, certificates will be issued with ACLA. We didn't issue certificates for the first session. We'll rather be issuing certificates from the second session, which is happening this July. But if there's any reason for which you need your certificate urgently, why not? You can reach us and we'll put it together for you. Are we together? So kindly take note of that. Certificate will be issued at the end of this July date, so that obviously we are very sure whether you have proficiency on the use of the financial modeling program that we have put together. For our students, alumni who wants to have access to our videos for tuition, for use as professional development, I think it's not a problem at all. We can grant access to you at a 50% discount of the usual fee. We can have that as a policy. So if alumni wants to use our videos for revision, we can actually do that and give you a huge discount on them. So maybe we can put together, Mike, if you can take note of that, we can have an Excel sheet of those who really want it and the specific program that they want, so that the technical team will facilitate and give them access in the app. It shouldn't be a problem at all, okay? Right. So Mike, if there's any question I haven't dealt with, if I can hear them.
Okay. Okay, so there's a suggestion. I wish the developers could create a save button at where you see the list of videos to enable you download multiple videos at it. Okay, I think I addressed this some time ago. We are trying to embed the download manager into the app. Once that is successful, you can do multiple downloads at a time. But at the moment, it's not feasible yet. We are still looking at the best solution out. Will students already...
I think we are also looking at, Mike, we are also looking at making sure that at least the downloads are categorized into subjects, which is one of the headaches we are trying to unravel also. Because once now in the past, the videos were not segregated between ICA and CIT. Now videos can be separated between CIT and ICA. So the next level, which we are hoping to reach, is to get the videos to be downloaded into subject folders, exactly. Which once we achieve that also, it will help address the issue of the multiple downloads, because if you are downloading many videos, it will be categorized into folders which are based on the subjects you are accessing. So that should work out well, okay? So
will students already registered for the ASPA CIT tuition get some special substantial discount? I think you spoke about that already.
Yeah, I spoke about that. If you are on the platform, we have already shared the discount on it. Exactly. So just check the pages and be sure you are well notified. We have given a discount to those students who are registered on our student platform, exactly, for the intervention, exactly. Because for CIT, the numbers are not as huge as CA to manage that. So we have been able to assign that. So obviously, if you haven't heard of that, just check the page. There should be an announcement on that. Exactly. There now. Okay. Right. Mike, any other?
How possible is it for interventions to have previous tuition videos and not just... I don't think this is workable.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Intervention is a different program from tuition. So
intervention is a different program.
Previous...
So you have access to the previous intervention videos, which we are currently sharing to the student. So those who are registering for intervention get the videos of the previous intervention videos. And some of them are actually starting the process of going through the previous ones, which is not bad, because what has been done the last sitting, some of them are still relevant for the current diet. So some students who want to start their intervention early are already using the last sitting intervention for revision before joining the current intervention. So why not? But sharing of tuition to intervention is clearly a disconnect. There are two separate programs tailored to achieve different purposes. So we can move on. Next question.
Can you throw light on the CIT, the start level after ICA, and how ASPAR lectures for CIT, and why ASPAR for CIT?
Okay, CIT for ASPAR, solid one. As I said, we are the first tuition provider for CIT to be able to bring the level of technology to bear on the program. Most of the programs we have around were not able to achieve that until we came on. So we have made it virtual, strictly virtual. Videos are recorded, shared with students after the sessions. Are we clear? And the team we have, I don't know, but I can tell you that I have made a lot of effort to select the best in terms of lecturers to handle the CIT program. Exactly, you can trust the names involved, like Alhassan Trawali, head of training at the institute, one of my very good friends. Exactly, talking about what's the name, Henry Corte with Deloitte, sharp guy. Exactly, Philip Dosu, one of the top guys you can ever get for oil and gas. Exactly. We have also Faisal. Faisal works with GRA as a manager. He was formerly with Deloitte. Exactly. So basically, the team is so well composed that I can imagine you not being able to pass out there. Are we clear? For if you are done with the CA programs, you are going to be exempted to write 6 papers to qualify under the CIT program. Exactly. You're going to write only 6 papers divided into 2 final parts. Final part 1 has 3 papers. Final part 2 has 3 papers. Are we together? The first final part 1 has 3 papers. What are the 3 papers? We have international taxation, oil and gas, and other mineral taxation, and then tax audit and investigation. So if you are a CA qualified member, whether associate or full member, you are going to write 6 papers. And the first 3 papers are what I just mentioned. Are we clear? So in terms of comparative advantage, I can tell you the same level of success we replicated for ICA, we are replicating same for the CIT program. And hopefully by end of this month, CIT has a graduation coming up at Alisa. I'll be there myself. Some of our students are graduating, and I can tell you, we are excited to have our first batch of graduates who have qualified, because this is our 3rd program. So we had students who did the first diet, who moved to the next final level 3 and have qualified, and we are going for the graduation this week, this end of month of July. So I can tell you the same success we've replicated for ICA, CIT is just enjoying that benefit. And as we speak, before we even started the CIT program, we have actually published our own manuals for CIT even before the start of the program. Exactly. No one has been able to do that, because we have dedicated a team to make sure that the manuals were ready even before the start of the CIT program. And as I said, other relevant materials have been shared. So much, I can tell you, has been offered to our students on the CIT program. So join us, and I'm sure you will actually enjoy a smooth run to qualify as a CIT member. Mike, the next question.
Okay, so I think the rest are okay. So please, can you kindly come again on the date for the PSA intervention? I think the flyer has been shared on all pages. So if you need more details, kindly just
so PSA is next week Sunday, actually. Yeah, so PSA should be next week Sunday. So PSA should be 25th. 25th. PSA should be 25th of June. Exactly, from 8:30, happening at Kwabenya. Exactly. Our lecturer, Fred, will be taking that session. Okay, so please take note of that. Am I getting other?
When is exactly the online exam starting? From July?
Yeah, we are for the online exam. ICA is yet to kick off. We are talking about the ASPAR online exam, okay? And the aim of the ASPAR online exam is to start the process to get our own students adapted to writing exams online, even before the institute roll out their package. And what we've done is that we have simulated the same platform used by other professional bodies to conduct their online exam. So it's not somebody will say 2x4 online. No. We have gone through that stress to put together a globally standardized online platform for exam. So what we are going to do is that our students who register for our tuition program would be allowed to take exams online and get the results so that before they even go and write the exams, they already have a mock. So we'll be using the platform like a mock platform so that when you are preparing for your exam, you can visit the platform and write your mock. I hope they're getting the point. Get your result to see and improve upon yourself even before the exams. Are we clear? So we'll be starting that, and we expect to start it in September because the next diet tuition starts in August. So by September, we should be able to roll out our program for the online exam so that those who are interested, I'm sure you'll be interested, training will be done. So we'll actually launch it before the rollout. So don't worry about that. We'll properly do a full launch of it, do some major announcement, some videos that will help you to know how to answer questions and respond to the online platform before the eventual rollout. But my aim is to communicate to you that we are far advanced in the process of development, and I can tell you that if today, we can be very sure that our platform is almost ready to be rolled out to be used for our exams for our students. And as I said, we want to make it to a point where our students have already adapted exactly to the change even before the eventual change of exams exactly to be computer-based, because that's the way the institute is going. And obviously, we should all expect that particular change. Are we clear? Right. Any more questions?
No, that's all for now.
Okay. So I can do an overview of what we've done so far, and then we can call it end of the session. I'm really excited we have been able to get participants for this program. I know you are all trying to do your revision, and you have taken some few minutes to join us to interact as stakeholders. If you still have questions, we have about 10 minutes to wrap up. You can still put it in the chat box on the YouTube channel that you are joining us on. We can quickly run through what we've said. So Mike, if you can start with the executive training, let's start from there. If you can show all three at the same time like you did, so that it will be easier to run them through. So 3 programs for our executive training, 3 of them, which we are actually talking about. The first is the financial modeling. The second is the proficiency, the practical accounting proficiency course. And the third is the trainee audit associate program, which is the third one. They are all programs we have tailored to ensure that we are able to have the needed proficiencies or experiences in using various computer-related solutions to practice or perform well in our practice. Are we clear? So for financial modeling, as we said, this is the second session for the year. We did one in March, and we are topping up this July actually. What we did in March is the same thing we are going to do this July, but all our students who join us in March can also join again just for the purpose of revision. And our students have access to the videos of all sessions done in the app for purpose of revision. For the practical accounting proficiency course, as I said, it's a software training, accounting software training with a software specifically tailored to ensure that you have understood every rudiment in using an ERP solution for accounting purpose. Are we clear? So that is the training we are offering for those who are into accounting, and this training can help you to appreciate how to apply IFRS practically in preparing financial statement. And for those of you who want to offer advisory to SMEs, preparing account statements for them and all of that, the opportunity is now to join this program. For our trainee associate, what we want to achieve by that is that we are collaborating with a practice firm in Ghana who has branches across Africa to offer a training program to help you acquaint yourself with the software used by most audit firms in Ghana to conduct audit. Exactly. We'll take you through all the process involved in planning an audit and conducting same. Exactly. We'll be taking you through how to apply some of the international standards for auditing in performance of engagement related to the audit of a historical financial statement and other specific engagement where needed. Are we clear? So this is the key thing concerning our training. Certificates will be awarded. The training program begins in July. We will announce the date and content of the course before the kickoff. And obviously, we are looking at a tentative date of second week in July. Once we are done with the exam, the following weekend, obviously, we kick off. So we can prepare for it and get there when the time comes. Are we clear? And we have also introduced the new diet Mike, if you can go to that. We have launched a new diet for November, and the aim of that is to ensure that our students who are interested in registering for the next diet are able to quickly register now for the next diet so that the early preparation can start. We call it the early tutorials. In the past, we call it the modular. So did I call it modular? We call it the immersion. And most students were struggling to understand what is immersion. Immersion is early tutorials, trying to give you tutorials early before the start of the main tuition. And it comes at no extra cost because you can join the main tutorials without not paying anything for the main tutorials when it begins. We are expecting to start the early tutorials very soon. We are in the process of updating the app with all videos of the current diet so that colleagues who are registering for that diet, that's the November diet now, can have access to the videos for revision. We'll start the tutorials, as I said, it's strictly going to be on the weekdays in the evening so that colleagues can be taken through the issues. Once we get to the 7th of June, we'll begin the main tutorials. And those on the early tutorials will join the main tutorials for free at no extra cost. The timetable is there. If you need a copy, you can call us, reach us on WhatsApp, and we'll share same with you. The benefit of joining an Aspire tuition program is enormous, and I can say you can switch between online to face-to-face, switch between weekend to face-to-face, have videos of every session within 24 hours. You are able to have access to previous diet lectures. You can save the videos in the app and watch whenever you want without data. And obviously, we have, as I said, result-oriented team of lecturers who obviously have received several awards over the period. So that is for our tuition program for next diet. Mike, if you can go to the intervention program starting with CIT. So for CIT, as a first stage, we are moving on to introduce an intervention for CIT, a 1-month intensive intervention aimed at ensuring that our students have the needed preparation before the exams. It will start from the 4th of July, that's the first week of July, ending in the last week of July. And all students who register on this program will be meeting weekly on the weekdays to cover up some of the main issues before the exams. Tuition for CIT hopefully will end at the end of June. If there's any other issues to be discussed, why not? We'll still continue in June, but it will be on weekends. But the intervention will run on the weekdays, and the timetable as has been shared on the screen. So the papers relevant are there, the subject specific with the days accordingly. So 4th of June, July to 3rd of August is our program for CIT. We can look at the ICA tuition. We ended today as our last tuition day, and we are now having to roll out our intervention programs, which will start this coming week on Wednesday, starting with advanced tax and financial reporting. Are we together? Then followed by CR principles of tax, and then followed by CR FM. Exactly. CR 2 days, case study 2 days for weekend, 2 days for weekday. Exactly. So we have also what we call beyond the intervention, specifically an additional support provided to our students after the intervention program to still cover up issues that were not discussed or issues that were not well clarified, or students wanting to seek clarifications on specific issues to ensure that there's effective interaction before the kickoff of the exam. And as I said, it's a novelty not introduced by any other provider, and I can tell you are with the best provider of tuition in Ghana. Finally, as we said, we are rolling out our computer-based exam platform, which is essentially an exam platform yet to be introduced by any tuition provider, not only in Ghana, not even in Nigeria, but first time across West Africa, I must say. The platform, well robust, built to international global standard, and we are expected to roll it out next diet from September. Our students can be able to use that as a mock to prepare themselves for exam. As I said, the aim of this is to ensure that students are well acquainted with how to write exam using online platforms, even before the eventual rollout of that platform by our main stakeholder, that is the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. So basically, those are the key things that we have discussed today. If there are any more questions, we take it and then we shut down. Mike, is there any?
No, sir.
There's no question?
No.
Right. So thank you all for joining us. It's been a very delightful evening, and I'm very sure most of you have seen or heard all the things we have. If you have any questions, any recommendations, any suggestions to the team, we are well ready to receive them. We want to improve to serve you better, to ensure that we give you the desired tuition to give you your expected outcome. Thank you all and wish you all the best. Bye.